Beauty is defined as anything that pleases the senses or the mind. What does it mean to be beautiful? Since we were young, the idea of beauty has been fed down our throats. The implications, standards, unattainability, the conformity. Beauty is different from every eye, so why so specific? As a woman, you are inherently coerced into changing yourself. Our beauty is maximized when makeup is on, hair is done, dress is ironed. We are taught that we aren't our best in our natural form. You're told that you aren't womanly if you aren't putting on a performance. Life as a woman, in its nature, is a performance. It doesn't make much sense how much value we put on the way that other people view us. If they think we're pretty enough, put together enough, done up enough. It feels like being watched at all times. A crowd always ahead, judging you, ranking you, reminding you of the worth that they assign you. When we think of beauty, we first think of attractiveness or how pleasing something is to look at. But when we take a deeper look, we tend to have a different idea of what beauty really can mean and what it can be for us. So this begs the question, what is beauty to you?
Beauty to me is more inside and being a good person, being nice to everybody, treating people the way you would want to be treated, and just being yourself.
I think beauty is the individual energy we put off into the world.
Beauty to me is a bird flying in the sky. And when I see, I can tell between the red bird, which is always the male, and the female bird is always just a little bit, not as pretty, people would say, but I look at her and I think she's beautiful when she's flying and her wings are spread, and that's beauty to me.
To me, beauty is everything that makes you you and everything that you perceive around you.
Beauty doesn't have to be surface level or have anything to do with presentation. It can be whatever we define it as, who we are and what we inspire. Whether the world expects us to look a certain way or not, we can decide what beauty means to us. It can get very tiring trying to present as something worthy of being considered beautiful, something worthy of people's attention. It's easy to let ourselves fall into a critical nature, critiquing and belittling ourselves for not being perfect or desirable. Oftentimes, we don't even realize we're doing it and how harsh we are on ourselves. There is a subconscious pressure to never walk out the door without thinking about what we look like first. To make sure we put our necklaces and perfume and lip gloss on. The level of perfection that's expected of us feels entirely out of reach, and the weight of that easily becomes crushing. The idea of beauty is being pleasing to look at, but when you're trying to please everyone all at once, it's hard to ever feel like you're really doing it right, like you're doing enough. Prodding at puffy eyes, pulling out stray hairs, picking off loose ends, just to still feel all wrong, just to end up covering it all out of discontentment. The effort we're expected to be supplying is entirely draining and, a lot of the time, seemingly unattainable. And I wonder, do you feel like beauty is attainable?
Everybody naturally has beauty. It's just whether you can find it or not.
I think beauty is attainable if you're confident in your true self.
I think beauty is attainable, and I think everybody looks at beauty differently. And when I look at when people say a beautiful woman, I look at her and she's not really beautiful to me. When I look at somebody, what I look at is their eyes and what comes out of their mouth. And that to me, if they're a nice person and a kind person, that's beautiful. And that's what beauty is to me. Not the looks, but what's inside.
I don't think beauty can ever be attainable because to me, like, true beauty is like a collection of perfects. It's not like just one perfect, but it's like a sequence. And no one can ever be that like perfect sequence. But like we could be parts.
Attainability seems to be a big factor of our world's idea of beauty. The thought of attainability is almost inapplicable to beauty because of its variable nature. Everyone sees beauty differently, making it in a way unattainable depending on what definition you use. If you define beauty as more of what you make of it, then our own idea of attainability could be reached. What we put out into the world is an aspect of our beauty. Is there beauty in what I create, in the products of my artistry, how I use my talents, and how I share myself with the world around me? I consider what I put out into my environment one of the most important factors in what makes me beautiful. What is something that you feel beautiful doing?
I feel most beautiful when I am serving others and making a difference in their day and just giving a genuine smile and being happy around people.
I feel beautiful being a kind person to other people and just showing other people my light.
Now that I'm older, it's hard to cover things. Like when you were young, you could cover things. Now that I'm older, the veins show, the wrinkles show. But what makes me feel beautiful, and I do it for myself, I don't do it for anybody else. When I get up in the morning and after I take my shower, every day, no matter if I'm staying home or going away, I put makeup on. I do my eyebrows, I do my eyeshadow, I do mascara, I do creams on my face. It makes me feel good and it makes me beautiful because I don't care if somebody else thinks I'm beautiful or not. It's for me. And that's how I feel beautiful.
I don't think about myself when doing things. Like I think of myself outside of myself. So like my perception of self and beauty are like disconjoined, whatever the word is. Yeah, so I don't like think there is like a time ever.
Finding comfort and self in beauty can be hard to do, but when you take a deeper look, it becomes apparent how beautiful mundane things about us are. The way we do our makeup, the way we smile at strangers, how we share ourselves with others. It's not always easy to picture ourselves as beautiful, but when we look for small pieces of ourselves that we're proud of, we can find beauty there. But sometimes it feels like beauty is everywhere, not always in a good way. It can get consuming each day. How much weight does beauty hold in your daily life?
I think beauty holds a lot of weight in our daily lives and not in a traditional way, but more so on the personality side of it. And people don't realize how much everyday things translate into beauty, like the energy they give off to other people, or just the time they spend like focusing on themselves and doing things to make themselves more confident and more beautiful as a person.
I think thinking about it outside of like physical attractiveness, beauty holds like a very high like position in my daily life. Cause like anything from like walking around and like seeing the leaves on the ground, or like seeing like little sequences around, or like I mean also physical beauty as well, obviously, but like there's just things everywhere that like you can think are beautiful, or like I think are beautiful, like even just like looking at the library, I'm just like wow, there's just so many minds in there, and like that's beautiful. So I don't know, it's pretty high up there.
Beauty can hold weight in negative ways, but it can also hold weight in positive ways. finding the beauty in our surroundings each day and choosing to focus on that instead of the more harmful associations. There is also the question of the societal pressure to be beautiful, the beauty standards that are placed on us and how we are expected to conform. These standards don't always apply to just how we look, also how we act and present ourselves. We must walk and talk a certain way and hold ourselves like a lady. Do you feel pressure to act a certain way to be beautiful or to enact a sense of beauty?
Sometimes when I go to work and I see how other women appear what I would assume somebody else would think is beautiful, I just think about every day when my husband comes home and tells me how beautiful I am no matter how I look. And that's really all I need. So I don't feel like I need to do anything special.
When I was young, I definitely felt pressure. Because there was always somebody that was skinnier or their hair was nicer, thicker, and you always wanted to you'd look at them and you would think, okay, I want to be like that. Now that I'm older, I don't care. I don't care. This is me, and I can't please people anymore, and I still I don't feel the pressure anymore, but I still sometimes think, mostly that I wish I could be young again and maybe have the pressure. I don't know. But I think as you get older, that lessens.
There seems to be a looming, all-encompassing pressure to be something that's pretty and perfect and idealized. It's hard to keep a sane mind chasing circles after what we are implied to be. Does it do us any good? As I'm writing the end of this, I'm feeling a lot different than I expected. I'm feeling appreciative, sad, introspective, most of all, hopeful. The women in my life inspire me and remind me of our complexities. We are so much more than the shoes we're made to fill. We can be whatever we decide we want to be. We don't have to be what others look for in us. We can redefine womanhood. Companionship, love, kindness, not long eyelashes, perfect hair, perfect figures. Being a woman is not about what we look like. It's about being true to ourselves and doing whatever makes us feel womanly and feel beautiful in our own sense. As I go through life, I'm learning the importance of figuring out what I enjoy and finding beauty in the things I like to do, and shaking loose the standards that are put on us, and choosing to find beauty in things nonetheless. I like to believe we're all a part of something greater than us. This space we take up is overall unimaginably rare. We are vessels of the universe, and that in itself is inherently the greatest form of beauty that I could ever come up with. I don't have an answer for what beauty is, because to me, it's everything. The collection of all the pieces of the world around me is beautiful in a way I could never articulate. The world is always performing, and as women, we are too, but it doesn't have to be a good show to be a beautiful one.
Still with fear that I'm wasting my years, but I still belong, and I'll still sing another song, 'cause life goes on, and I get to go on.